Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? So, Tisha just went to the local Walmart and found a battery pack, huh? Marcel then put the extra energized batteries in her back. Cause this girl is on 20 all the time. Like, bring it down a notch. You ain't now it seemed like Tisha finna be a bully now. And I don't think she can fight. Shoot. Tisha, Kiki will be able to defend you, but y'all ain't even cool. Girl, you better pipe down. Hey, besties. What am I talking about? Oh my gosh. Another episode of Love in Huntsville. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Sorry, besties. This behind the shade. It's Sunday. What can I say? I haven't had my coffee yet, but it's sitting right here. Okay. So this is Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 6. No more nice Tish. Okay, so this episode is the continuation from last week where Ken and Trisha are sitting down in their dining room, and he cooked her dinner for her birthday. So it's her birthday. And he left off asking her a question about getting married. And she was sitting there, wasn't eating. That plate still full. She just playing with her green beans. Baked potato may have been eaten, but she over there playing with them green beans. She's like, dude, can I enjoy my dinner first? and um it just seems like Trisha should be in therapy. And she may be utilizing working out as her therapy, but that's not it. Because we learned a lot about her and her marriage. And what we did learn is that they have been separated for 5 or 6 years. And for you to still be sitting there playing with your green beans, not eating, like, reminds me of a child that don't like vegetables and gonna play with the food until they're excused from the dinner table. That's what it reminded me of. But for you to still be 5 or 6 years away from that pain, you are in a new relationship, have been in one for 2 years, and you still seem stuck in the past. You need to go to therapy, Trisha. Why are you with this man? He's in love. And now it sounds like Ken is trying to trap her into marrying him. It doesn't even seem like it's flowing because of her. And it's like, why are you playing with this man's time? Why are you still holding up? So we'll get into that. Okay. So what she says, okay. So the question was, do you want to get married? He's asking a married woman, does she want to get married? And we learned, no, she doesn't. She says she does, but she doesn't. That's why she's not divorced. Okay, so she says, that's me, my opinion. She says it's scary every time they talk about marriage. It's just scary for her. So to me, that means no. He asked, do you want this? Or are you having second thoughts on being together? Because that's how her reaction makes him feel. And her reactions have nothing to do with him. And so that's why therapy will help the both of them, because he's taking her responses and her actions and like it's on, taking it inward. And it has nothing to do with him. You know, so his final question was, are your intentions to marry me? No, your intentions are to marry me, like, right? And so she says, yes, with some fear in there. With some fear, scary, like those two words are trigger words. That means she's stuck and she needs therapy because she needs to figure out how to get out of it. Um, she just says, when you get married, people change. And she suffered so many losses, and her husband was not supportive of her. He turned into a whole nother individual. And she explained how in the beginning he was nice. It always starts off nice in the beginning. And so Kim was like, we always change, which is right. He's totally correct. And he said, we have to learn how to adapt. And he just let her know, I'm here for the long haul. And so, so he doesn't think that she wants the divorce. And she's like, no, that's not it. She doesn't want to fail in another marriage, is what her scary fear is. Um, but she decides, after listening to him, she says she has learned something from talking to him about it. And so she's going to file. She admits, okay, I'm going to file it. It's time to make that move. And she said, in the next few months, like give me some time. I'm going to call him up, talk to him, get the papers drawn, go to the lawyers, find some money and submit the paperwork. And so she says, this might be what she needs to be doing because she enjoys Ken. She loves him. She enjoys his companionship. So she's going to get it going, going to get the papers. So Nell and Chris are at home and she's complaining. She's in her bedroom with shoe boxes all over the place and talking about how disorganized her stuff is. She got shoes in different shoe boxes and girl, what? So she's complaining and tells him she need a new closet. And so he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess you could take a bedroom up from upstairs and make it your closet. And that's probably what she really wanted. So guess he'll be working on that. So then they talk about her birthday party that's coming up. And so Nell is like, well, who did you invite? And he was like, everybody. And so she brings up Stormy and Tisha not really getting along. And you know how they were arguing at the reunion. And she was like, I hope they don't ruin my birthday party. Maybe they can talk about it, iron things out, act like adults. They're both like, yeah, yeah. And so Chris said, yeah, it depends on if they come or not, And so he said, well, the kids will be there. And Nell started laughing like, shoot, that's who we need to be more worried about, acting like adults and not getting into it. It's the kids because they always got some drama going on. So the daughter Kiki has little Chris blocked. So I believe Kiki is the daughter they share together. And I believe little Chris is little Chris. No, little Chris is both. No, I believe both of these kids are theirs because he had Lexi and she had Lance when they met. So these are their kids. So Chris reached out to Lexi. Lexi is his daughter who told the rumor to the blogs that Nell was the side piece. Baby, I'm gonna say this again. Don't come for Nell and Chris. Stop being bitter because your mother was bitter and you took on some of that and it cost you your relationship with your father. Okay? Sorry, but you need to sorry that happened, but you need to let things go and move forward in your life with your father. You should want to find some mending with that relationship because clearly you need it. That's why you acted up. Yeah. So she has Chris blocked. She don't respond to him, blah blah blah. And like I said again, like I said before, you stop. Why would you call people who've been married 30 years a side piece? It don't even matter at this point. That was in the 90s. These people have been married. She said last night, I listened to her and Dustin Ross's interview on Carlos King's channel. Check it out if you are interested. It's like an hour long. It was pretty good. But she said July 27th, I believe this year, like as in next month, will be their 30th wedding anniversary. Baby, she wasn't no side piece. She told you she was married and she stopped fooling with him. Stop playing. And stay and Matt and Lexi. If you're listening, honey, stay out of grown people business. You got your own life. You got a husband. Stay out of grown people business. That stuff was between your mom and your dad. Stay out of these people business. You are not in your lane, little girl. I don't care how old you get, you are still a child. You still their kid, and you need to show some respect to everybody. Goodness gracious, you could have a beautiful relationship with Nell. You don't know. You could. She seems really nice and warm. They say she's warm and got auntie vibes, and she's a mentor, and she's a businesswoman, and she love a garden. She sounds pretty decent to me. Shoot. So, yeah, all that's going on. So, Chris said that Chris said he reached out to Lexi. She hasn't responded. Um, and Nell said she'll pray for him and for that situation. Okay, moving on. The Scotts are hanging out. I see chicken and waffles on the plates. They're sitting outside some cute little quaint place, having a little double date night. So you got Maurice and Kimmy and Marcel and Tisha. We got to get a nickname for Tisha because, baby, she is battery packed. Okay, so Kimmy is like, oh, they hadn't gotten together in a long time, and it feels good where they can kick it and hang out and talk business and pleasure. So Maurice wants Marceau to do Jordan Lane. That's where they have their little storefront that they bought, and they want to convert it into a restaurant, like a cute little restaurant, little eatery. And so, but Kimmy, she says Marceau got a lot going on, and he's slow to finishing projects. And Kimmy wants this project done quickly, and she has already said, I'm annoying when it comes to timelines. And Kimmy, I don't think that's being annoying. I don't think that's being annoying. But contractors do have a way of going over the time. They don't communicate well. They don't show up every day. They might show up and leave early. Contractors, I don't know, is there some kind of oath that these people take at the board where they need to be inconsistent and a little unreliable and finish when they want to? And I think the problem be like, even if you hire one, a guy or a crew, they'll do a good job that first time. And if you hire them again or even refer them to someone else, you'll always hear a terrible story. He didn't do, and it's like, oh man, like, why did I refer him? Like, he did such a good job on job number one, but then you get to referring people that they, make a mess of the other people's jobs, and then you got to hear about it. So basically, Kimmy don't really want Marceau for this project, but Maurice does. So Kimmy is kind of like trying to have that, okay, brother-in-law, I'm a mess. I'm about my business. When I hire you, I want it done, and I want it done by a certain date so I can get it open and running and start making my money, start making my money back. Hold on, besties. Let me take a sip. Okay. Whew, it's good. So she wants clear communication and no excuses. My cat had a liver transplant and I had to fly to Denver because that was the only doctor that was available. They come with all kind of stories. And so she even brought up the timeline that Marceau took when they repaired their mother Scott's house. So Marceau said in his confessionals, honey, he was like, baby boo, there's a difference between paying for a project, which is his mom's house, versus getting paid to build a project. So he's talking about when a hotel wants me to build, that's a job. I'm going to do that. When I got to build homes and when I got to build strip malls, I'm on it. He's like, when I do stuff for free, I'm going to take my time. So, he's at the table selling his business. He's like, yeah, I would love to do it. Yeah, if you got the design. And so Kimmy was saying how Andrea, she's the architect. And so she has the design already. And so Marceau was like, yeah, if you got the design, then I really could give you a timeline because, that part is already figured out. He don't have to do all the measuring and all that. Since she has it already laid out, it's the blueprint is set. So he can just go in and do it. And so He's like, I got all my ducks in a row. Huh. So Maurice said, well, we want your bid, but I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be a competition with the other contractors. So he tried to put it on Kimmy. And this again is the reason why I do not like Maurice. He does not defend Kimmy. It seems like they're separate together. Like he don't defend, he don't protect. Ugh. I don't know. Maurice, this is why they were coming for you and they talk about you. This is why. You gonna tell your brother, well, you said you want it. You said everything but she don't want you. But I'm gonna, tell her to do it because you my brother. But I'm gonna let you know it's gonna be a competition. Like, why do you have to do the disclaimer? With your wife sitting right there, like, Maurice, you got to work on that. Please work on that because it looks bad. From the outside looking in, this is my opinion, and I have it, and I can because you're on TV. This is what my TV tells my eyeballs. You need to work on that. You forever throwing Kimmy under the bus. Besties, do you agree? Oh, and besties, we didn't even rate this episode. Was it that bad? I will probably get my grade after I'm done because I'm almost finished. But yeah, and what I will say is this season is a pivot. Carlos is trying to keep it alive. The show needs surgery, so we are having a major surgery right now. We have taken out the Tiffany's and the Lewises, and we've taken out the Kikis and the Wandas, and we took out the Destiny, and we're just trying new things. Trisha and Ken, and bringing Nell and Chris to the fold as full time. And we're just trying this, and it's just trying, and it's yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna give it it was okay. So if I say okay, does that mean C? What do you think? Put your grades in the chat. I would give it a C. It could get just a solid C for me. So Marcel was like, I don't mind submitting my bid. That's what I do with submitting the bid with other contractors to compete. He was like, this is my business. It's what I do every day. What do you mean? So, honey, here go the bully. Tisha's like, well, Marcel, I mean, like, do you want to do the job? Like, you have to decide too. You don't have to it's a two-way street. I was like, shut up. This coffee is good. I was like, shut up, Tisha. Oh my God, turn around. Where is the battery pack? I need to see what kind of batteries is back there. Baby, who put them back there? Wanda, Marcel, Kimmy on the under. Your kids, honey, Tisha is on 20 this season. So Kimmy and her confessional had me rolling, y'all. This was funny. This might give the show a C plus, actually. Kimmy says, well, there's history speaks for itself. She was like, Tisha's office, not done. The strip mall, not done. Scott Manor, not done. And then she was about to say something else. And she said, never mind. You get the point. I loved it. That was funny. Okay, so C plus. Then Tisha tells Maurice, well, can you help your brother wear his jewelry? I'm like, here we go. Tisha don't have no filter. She just says some of anything. That scene right there reminded me when they went out with Chris and Nell, and they're just talking, and she asked Nell all out the blue, have you dealt with infidelity? Just all out, what? She say stuff to make the record scratch. DJ playing the music, and then it's just like, what? So Marcel, he knows what to say, because I think if he's gotten some trouble, with the cheating allegations, he's cleaning it up. So he was like, Tisha, if you want me to wear my wedding ring, I'll wear my wedding ring. That's no problem. And so she was like, I got mine on. And she put her hand up. And clearly she has more than one ring. And that ain't the ring that he probably last bought her. I think it had a whole bunch of carats. Did he say 11? And he was like, you got that on and you got 11 carats at the house. And so that's that. Uh, so then next scene, Ken and Courtney are at the gym playing hoop. And so they grew up together. They've been playing in basketball league since they were 10, blah, blah, blah. So they're playing. So Ken has a question for Courtney. He was like, I'm thinking about tying a knot. Wait a minute, y'all. Did y'all notice in this segment, I didn't realize Courtney be stuttering. He can't get his thoughts together for nothing. Don't come for me. He's still handsome. So he was like, you think about tying a knot? And he was, Ken is like, I love her, the kids. She keeps me grounded. I'm in the gym more. I want to spend my life with her. She's a good woman. I ain't losing her. So Courtney was like, yeah, because marriage is fun. And so Ken was like, but it's scary. And so Courtney, gets his words out his own way. And then Ken says, technically she's still married. And so Courtney was like, well, why don't you just get engaged right now and all that? You could get engaged, can't you? So Ken is like, I'd rather wait until she gets divorced. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, oh, okay. He said, I've been in situations where I've gone hard in the relationships and it just didn't work out right, And so he was like, I'm going to wait. So he said, a lot of people still think she married. And she is, and so he's like, when people see us out, they thinking, ooh, they talking, and, they're talking, and, they live in Huntsville. So Huntsville is small, you guys. Huntsville is small, and I'm sure the Black community is even smaller, and everybody knows everybody. It's the South. Everybody probably go to the same one or two churches and the word gets around, especially now you got a reality show and cameras all over the place. So he says, people are talking because it looks like she's cheating or she left her husband for him. And I'm just thinking, because he said that they've been separated for 3 or 4 years, right? So that's been 3 or 4 years. Let's just go with 4. And they've been together 2 years, right? So, and then he said they were separated before he met her. So she has been separated a total of 5 to 6 years, okay? And being that you guys live in a small town and it's been 5 or 6 years and you've been, girl, everybody knows that they separate. Everybody knows your business. That kind of news travels fast. Ain't nobody wondering and going, everybody knows by now that they not together. Because isn't the husband walking around town with his new boo too? I mean, ain't that what he doing? Or did he move out the state? Like, what's going on? Like, in my mind, it's a small country town and everybody know everybody. Because as you can tell, everybody knows Martell. Clearly, Martell is very popular in those Huntsville streets, or has gotten more popular since the show. So yeah, it's just kind of like, so he's like, I don't want people to think that she left her husband to be with me, like I stole her or whatever. And so we did the timeline. They've been together for 2 years, and that was before him. So she's been separated from her husband for 5 to 6 years, and she hasn't been with her ex, and everybody knows by now, but they've broken up. That's what I'm just thinking. Like, people know y'all broke up by now. That man, ain't he prancing around with another woman? So Mr. Stutter is like, well, how long are you gonna wait on her? You like, would you wait 5? Would you wait 2 years? Kid like, oh no, I ain't waiting that long. Ken said it's frustrating, but it's not all her fault. But she can push the issue and start off call dude and get the ball rolling. And so he was like, nah, he's not waiting. That's what he's not gonna do. So then Courtney brings up Martell and the gala, and because it's a Valentine's gala, whatever. And so they like, yeah, he was acting like he didn't know who Trish was. And they don't know why he was acting like that. They trying to say, is he getting big headed because of the show or whatever? So Courtney said, oh, I thought y'all knew him already. So Kim was like, I know him through a mutual people, but she knows him. They grew up around each other. She grew up with Martez. That's Martell's younger brother who was back in jail. He was on the show. I think it was last season, right? Was a season. I think it was last season when Tisha did that business thing, and I think he came because I remember Melody spoke and hugged him. So yeah, so she grew up, and she told us that she went to school with Martez, and talking about how he was acting all weird, like he didn't know who she was, and so Kenna's like, I just don't want people to be around that and see and start making speculating that they used to hook up, and so Courtney says, well, you might need to talk to him. And so Ken says, that's for her to do that, but he said he'll step in if he needs to. All right, man. Seems like Trisha got her a man. So next scene, moving on. Stormy, Trisha, and the men are on their way to Nell's party. They're in a little Sprinter van. I said, okay, Carlos King spending a little coin. Spending a little coin this season. So Trisha said, she heard that Nell can get all in your face and blah, 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 blah. So Stormy was like, who told you that? Who said that? That's what she said. Who said that? And so she was like, Tisha. And Stormy was reassuring her, like, oh, no, honey. Nell is so inspirational. She got them good old TT vibes. She's warm. She's motherly. Oh, no, Nell is it. Like, she's hecka cool. And she said, you ain't got to worry about Nell. And so Stormy go there and ask. She was like, so what she say about me? If she talk about her, would she say something about me? So it was cute how she said that. And so she said, oh, she just said that, you're one way one moment and then you're another way the next. And so Courtney gonna say, don't believe everything you hear. And Stormy was like, I disagree with Tisha's descriptions of me and Nell. So the next scene are the Scotts in a Sprinter van on their way to the party. So Marceau is in there. They just talking about how weird it is to get an invitation from people that you just was arguing with. So they're talking about the reunion. They haven't seen the cast in a few months. It's been a few months since the reunion. And so he was like, if we don't mesh, I'm not going to mesh with you. You might not mesh with me. We're just not meshing. And so then they flash back. So Courtney is talking about how he only likes Chris Fletcher and Martell. And so Stormy said, you don't like the Scotts? You don't like Maurice? And so, because Maurice don't mess with nobody. So Courtney was like, well, when his wife had that chemo, and I just didn't like the way he was acting. And I'm like, nobody did. Nobody did. And so Stormy was like, well, I'm just happy to know if something happened to me that I know you got my back and you'll take care of me. So then they get to the party. The Scotts get to the party. They arrive first. So they're all saying hello and what's up with the kids, because all the kids are there. Except for Lexi, of course. So the 3 kids are there, and they got friends and probably cousins and everything. So Marceau and all them was linking up and talking, and they asked, was Lexi coming? And then, they like, because she be talking about us, da, 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 da. So Marceau is like congratulating the brother on like, this welcome to reality TV and how your family go behind your back and start talking crap about you. So he was like, welcome, welcome. And they shaking hands. And so Chris Jr. was just saying, it would be, we trying, it'd be cool, but we all got to be willing to work this thing out. And so they was like, yeah, so, because, she said that about Nell, about being a side piece. So the daughter said she ain't phased. So Marceau is like, I don't understand why people brag about not being phased. Like, you got this reputation you've built, and then you got somebody coming behind you talking crap about you. Like, you need to be phased about stuff like that. There just has to be a line. I think that was Kimmy that said, there needs to be a line that there has to be a line of letting the record reflect versus not being phased. So pretty much saying sometimes you gotta clap back. You gotta bring your receipts and let a person know, like shut people down. Like, nope, that's not what happened, And I don't think Nell said anything because, and I do remember kind of lightweight listening to that interview. And I can tell you got besties. I don't even remember who interviewed her, but she did. She was on somebody's channel. I don't even know who it was. Was it Carlos? Was it DJ Richie Sky? Was it Kim Pie? I don't even remember. I don't even know. But it was like once you see Nell, she didn't really say anything until later. Like now she's talking to Dustin. Maybe she said something before. Maybe she waited to the show. But the thing is, what if you just be quiet, it'll die down. Like when you be quiet, it shuts the whole rumor down. Like it moves on and we move forward. We forgot all about that. Okay, whatever, right? And I'm just over it. Like you need to stay in your lane, little girl. You talking about grown people stuff, not even your business. And then people still married. 29 years, be 30 years next month. Let it go. Shoot. So Melody comes in, chat with her little like a little shimmy, little purple, little transparent, iridescent, little one-piece bodysuit, body yada, with her shades on, child. And so Tisha, no filter Tisha, you can tell she kind of got an awkwardness to her. So she's like, she's kind of like trying to say hi. And then she's like, take them off. Take them shades off. So she's grabbing Melody's shades. And Melody had to like move and say, no. And she was like, we in the club. I'm in the club. I don't know where you at, but I'm in the club. That's the funny thing about people wearing shades in the club and they don't know why. Then Tisha says, you were supposed to talk to Marceau. Lord have mercy. Tisha, shut up. Hold on, besties. Shut up. First you saying hello. Now you're trying to take my glasses off my face. Excuse you. Back up. And now you throwing Marceau back in my face. Can I sit down? The girl still got a birthday bag in her hand. Can she go put the birthday bag on the gift table? Can she figure out, can she read the room real quick? Here you come. Here you come with this mess. Oh, shoot. And what did Melody say in her confessional? This girl is something else tonight. So Melody was like, she wanted to wait until another time to talk to Marceau because at a birthday party, Nell's birthday party is not the place. It's not a time, and it's not. We're supposed to be here to have fun, no negative energy at a birthday party. Okay, so then Stormy and Trisha and the guys walk in, and Melody is like, "Hey, y'all, come on over here," because she don't want to sit over there with Tisha crazy butt. Tisha been drinking since she got there, probably before she left the house. So she's all telling her to come over. This is where they sitting and come on. And so Marcel calls Trisha and Ken Mr. and Mrs. Body of Huntsville because he said they got the best bodies in the whole city, and they look good together. They really do make a cute couple. And he said, I think they're a good match. So then they was like, somebody asked like, where is Nell? And it's like she got to make the guest interest. Like she has to come in late so she can make her grand entrance. It's her birthday. I said guest interest. Sorry. Her grand entrance, honey. She's the birthday girl. So here come Nell and Chris. Nell walks in. She is juice, smiling from ear to ear. Got on her little gold little number. She happy. She got her shoulders out, her ponytail up, and she dancing, looking like she is 60. But she's cute. She getting it. Getting it. But she is moving like an elderly person. She is. Her moves, her arms. She looks like she's been partying for at least 40 years. Nell been partying at the club for 40 years. So she's really good with the greeting. She greeting everybody. She's complimenting everybody's looks. You look good. You look cute. You lost weight. She said that to Stormy. You look good. You look good. And then she meets Trisha. What's your name again, Trisha? Okay, they meet. And so Melody said that Nell looked like she was about 20. Here go Tisha. I say about 30. And it's like, God, tell us you hating without telling us you hating. So Melody let us know that Tisha been knocking them drinks down since she got there. And she said she getting ready to start acting like Wanda. She said Tisha about to start acting like Wanda. I was hollering because she was. Every time you saw her, she had a drink in her hand. So they asked, so now everybody's like asking Trisha, they like asking her questions. So it came up that Trisha's mama is related to Chris. And so she was like, oh yeah, okay. So because she said she was related to Nell. So actually her mother is related to Chris and not Nell. And so Trisha said when she would see Chris out and about in the city, she would say, what's up, cuz? And he would give her a look like he didn't know her, so he would give her like a little crazy look. Then I think then they said how Trisha is a trainer. So and she said she trains Tisha. And Nell said, oh, you better get busy then. I was like, that was shady. So Trisha was kind of like, yeah, she wanted to know like, what did I want to do and she said, I want to look like you. And so Child Nell said, you better get busy then. I guess Tisha didn't peep that or let it slide because that was like 1-for-1. You said she looked 30 and now she got you back, Tisha. So both of y'all are 1-and-1 with that. Okay. Shade Tree. Hello. Because we went behind the shade. So Stormy was talking about, yeah, she wants to do a competition, all this and all that. Then the bottle girls come out, they blowing bubbles all over the place. And you buy bottles and stuff. So the guys are, all the guys are not far away, but they are doing their own thing. And so Marcel was like, y'all want a bottle? And then I think Courtney asked, y'all want some shots? And Tish like, I want a bottle. But I think they were coming out. I guess they was gonna get some tequila, some vodka, I think I heard somebody say something about some Hennessy. I think Tisha said Hennessy. I think that's what I heard her say. I think that is what I heard her say. So they blowing bubbles all over the place, and Nell is just into it. She's having a good time, and I'm having a good time watching Nell have a good time. Okay. So Melody asked Trisha, like, have you always trained and all this? So she said no. And it's just like, this girl she does need to go to therapy because this is how it went. Have you always trained? No, I started after my parents died. They both died at 55. They died 7 months apart. Girl, did nobody ask for all of that? And I'm not saying, but you don't know these people, Trisha. You don't know these people. And that's your response to, have you always trained? Your answer just was supposed to be like how long you've been training. You know, that answer shows that, girl, you need therapy. So Melody gives her the, oh, well, you have more angels around you that's taking care of you. You have to get a little counseling session with that question. That triggered you. And thanks for sharing. But it's just, why are you saying this in front of all these people? You just talking. You talk. No, Trisha, no. So they all like, oh, see, you bringing the party down, Debbie. So then, Kimmy asked, well, are you married? Here we go again. No, I mean, yes. Wait, what? That's Kimmy. Well, I'm separated. I'm still married, but I'm with someone. And Kimmy would have gave the same reaction. That's the same thing I would have said. Wait a minute. You're married, you're separated, and you're with someone else. And so she was like, are you with the man you walked in with? And she said yes. And so Kimmy says, oh, word. Kimmy like, wait, what? And again, Trisha, all you had to say, well, she said, are you married? You could have just said, no, but that's my boyfriend. You could have just said, no, I'm my boy, whatever. You didn't have to be so honest. You could have just kind of said something else. At this point, I don't even know what you could have said, but I just know you said too much to some strangers that are gonna run to the hills with that. Girl, it's gonna, now you're planting drama. And if that's what the production wants you to do, then you're doing good, because this is gonna backfire in your face soon. So you better hurry up and go and start your divorce. But I think she could have said, I'm separated, but Ken is my boyfriend. I am separated. I'm separated. I don't know, but I'm with my man. I don't know. That's why when you just break up with people, you just need to go and file the paperwork. Because, 6, 7 years down the road, you're meeting new people, they ask you questions and you don't even know how to answer it because your stuff is complicated. Or she could have just said, it's complicated, but I'm in a loving relationship with my boyfriend. I don't know. I think she just could have said, no, but this is my boyfriend. You could have told him no. You could have said no. Are you married? No. Shoot. Okay. Then the guys are talking. They asking Ken, like, are y'all married? And he's like, no. He's telling them no. So he telling all their business to the boys. So, of course, I think Maurice, so when you gonna get married? You know that was coming. Married people want everybody to be married. Okay? That's just how it is. When y'all get married? Oh, well, she's still married. It's been what? It's been 5 years though. Maurice said, well, she could get out of that. And they like, yeah. Courtney said, yeah, because you an attorney, you know how to do it. And so no, and then Courtney said, well, it's not all on her, it's him, the husband. And so, why are y'all telling y'all business to these people? They getting ready to talk, and now y'all getting ready to start fighting, funking and fighting. I want to see divorce papers and an engagement party at the end of this season. I don't want y'all to be falling out with Trisha. She's too delicate, but they say she was a bully in school. And now Tisha trying to be a bully too. Oh God. So this is the last scene, but boy, it just went forever and forever and forever. So Tisha tells Trisha, like, well, the ladies in this group, they are feisty. And so Nell asked her, so she said, I think Tisha said, oh, especially Nell. And so Nell asked, like, why are you calling me out? Like, why? Why? Like, why? She was like, and then I think Tisha said, well, she's a mentor as well. And so Nell asked Tisha, you don't think you're feisty? So Tisha, battery pack, Tisha says, no. And Nell says, well, I stay in my lane with these ladies. I I ain't done nothing to you. And so here goes Silly Rabbit. That's what I'm gonna call Tisha, Silly Rabbit. Here goes Silly Rabbit. Y'all is Lou. She said, you know what? Y'all is Lunell and Melody from now on because y'all names is too similar. And so Nell says, no, she's Mel and I'm Nell. And Tisha goes into this tangent about Lernell or Lee Nell or Lernell. And Nell is like, no. And Tisha's like, Lernell, Lernell, Lernell. They go back and forth like 4 more times. And so then now I'm about to call her. So then Nell was like, well, I'm going to start calling you Tish. Since I'm gonna start calling you Tish. So now I get where the Tish in the name of the episode, the No More Nice Tish. That's where that comes from Nell wanting to call her Tish instead of Tisha. And so she said, Tisha, you're doing the most. And she said, and I can. And so Nell was like, well, I can too. And so Tisha like, you can. I'm like, oh my God. Like, why are you like Tisha, you start stuff you cannot finish, honey. I'm sorry. Marceau ain't finna jump. And you saw in the previews next week, Marceau was checking her at the house in the kitchen, that black kitchen that's supposed to give you California vibes. I think not. I think not. She was like, well, you coming at me? No, I'm not. I'm not coming. Were you coming for me? No, I'm not. And so Tisha is still drinking like Melody told us. Nell says, well, what did I do? Tisha says, well, we'll talk. And so Stormy butts in and it's like, this is just weird. It is weird. And this is weird. And so Tisha says, no. What's weird is inviting me to a gala when you haven't talked to me in person in months. And so so Kimmy, Melody, and Dale are sitting together. She's like, you saw us at the reunion. You saw us at the reunion. You saw us at the reunion. And so Stormy says she's sorry that you feel like it's weird, but I told y'all. And so Tisha asked Melody, and they're like, "What you saw it? Wouldn't that be weird to you?" So Melody was like, "Don't include me in this. Don't include me, honey." Stormy said that she apologized, and she said because she respects everybody at the reunion. That's what she said. So Stormy said, you came in with this energy. And so they going back and forth. And so, whew, honey, Stormy is shutting Tisha down. Tisha, girl, you need to deactivate your activation, honey, because Stormy about to shut you all the way down. So Stormy was like, tell me what you meant about go pop some pills. So then Marceau kind of looking on, because he's like, oh God, I gotta go get her again. What is she about to do? And Kimmy takes a drink. She get a drink. She's like, oh my God. Then when Tisha said, you heard what I said. Oh my God. And it's like, oh my God, it's a to be continued, y'all. It's another to be continued. And the episode ended, if y'all didn't peep, I'm going to tell you, the episode ended with Tisha taking the very last bit of her drink, sipping it through that straw. The last thing you hear about on the show before it ended was her slurping the last of that drink. And I said, that confirmed what Melody said. This girl is about to turn into Wanda. Okay, you guys, that was pretty. It was a pretty good episode. It was okay. We know that this season is, they're trying to save it. You can tell that this is a SOS season. Hopefully, it will save itself because we did get to learn more about Tisha and her fear and what her issues are. We did get to learn that about her, but if she does, I wish therapy for her. And Tisha, if you're listening, I really would like for you to get therapy because you're going to enter to this group of women, and I know you can hold your own because the guy said you was a bully back in high school, but maybe that's still in you. I'm sure it probably is because you're going to need it. Because Tisha, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who she might fall out with, but I hope. But it could be anybody. It could be old deranged Tisha because she just coming for everybody about anything. So, guys, please do not forget to like the video. If you sat here and listened for 50 minutes, go ahead and press that like. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel and to be notified when I post another video. You guys enjoy your weekend. Please put your comments down. Remember to be respectful. Report about the show, not about what I have to say. I only share what the TV tells my eyes. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, besties.